Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, our Group 10, will be presenting on the topic of activity-based management. A little introduction on the topic. ABM can be defined as a system for determining the profitability of every aspect of a business so that its strength can be enhanced and its weaknesses can either be improved or eliminated altogether. ABM manages mainly around two elements, which are activities and also cost drivers. It first emerged and became well known in the 1980s, and it is used in various industries across the world, such as healthcare industry, education, and also construction industry.
How to implement the Abm system in the real life. Okay, so let's go with it. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so we will discuss in how to implement it in two different fields, which is non-profit organization and also profit organization. For non-profit organization, we are based on the case study of Food College. So there are 10 steps. So develop a clear mission statement, determine the core process, determine the supporting process, form the process team, and so on. For each of explanation details of this step been explained in the essay. Alright. Okay. So for the next steps for profit organization, that is this disclaimer. We have a lot of business model, banking services, financial services, we have services, business product, and so on. So each of business model has different way to implement the ABM system. But this is the core steps that will be applied for each different fields of business model. This is the core steps to implement the ABM system for each of different fields. Okay, so there are planning, analysis activities, costing activities, documenting result, and so on. So each of these explanation being discussed in the essay.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Mustaqim and I will explain on the benefit of the ABM. As we know, the ABC is a subset of the ABM, hence anything that bring benefit by ABC will be a benefit of ABM. First, IBM created business strategy by concentrating on the and coordinating operation. IBM will assist businesses to build an effective strategy policy, long-term strategy, and also competitive edges. Second, IBM makes an effective analysis of activities or operation of the company. By carrying out operation analysis, for example, classifying each activity as value-added or non-value-added, IBM strives to promote quality improvement. And the third one is IBM can eliminate the customer response time. By defining processes that use the most resources in terms of value and time, IBM helps minimize customer reaction time. Thank you.
So now let's move on to the challenges. So there are three phases that have their own unique challenges, so we'll discuss on them further. So the first phase is the planning phase. The challenges in this phase is the lack of buy-in and executive management commitment, and also the resistance to transition. So to combat this, we can expose the top management to the possible upsides of ABM through benchmarking of profitable ABM companies. So with this, the top management can see the tangible benefits of the implementation of ABM in other profitable companies. So next is the lack of knowledge of ABM implementation. So to solve this, we can provide training and education to the company's employees and also to its top management. So the next phase is the analyzing of activities phase. So the challenges in this are the amount of activities on which information is needed appears to be enormous. So to combat this, we can restrict the number of activities only to those that are considered significant. And the second challenge is it is difficult for companies to recognize the important activities and cost drivers. So to identify the cost drivers and the activities easier, we can involve the employees that are involved in the process in day-to-day basis in the selection process. So the third challenge is company may not be able to identify any significant activities. So to combat this, we can relate the objectives of the company to the activities required to achieve the objective. So with this, it can be easier for the company to identify the activities by relating it to the objective. So the third phase is the analysis of data and documenting of results phase. So the first challenge is there is no action being taken by managers on the information. So combat this, we can require the managers to justify their inaction as well as their action towards the ABM information. So if they don't take action, they will be held accountable. So next is the departmental fear. This may be the fear of not being successful in the new costing system, or also the loss of autonomy. So to prevent this, we can train the employees using role playing, scenario analysis, and also case experiments. So with this, we can provide the employees with a safer environment to experiment and also find new ways to be successful in the new costing system. That is all. Thank you.
So ABM implementation will help the decision making and the management of a business. It also comes with a set of issues too. As humans carry out the costing activities, issues are bound to arise during this phase. These issues are not only due to the mistakes like inaccuracy of cost assignment and cost driver, not reflecting the true consumption rate, but also old habits of the top management that are not broken, such as allocation of top level costs. Lastly, excessive complex assumptions and assignments are usually made in the costing activities. So in order to overcome the issues due to the costing activities, the steps shown on the screen have proven to be successful. It is heavily emphasized that it is important to be reminded of the main goals and objective of the entity. Focus can be easily lost if we put excessive focus on the details in an attempt to perfect the construction of the ABC system. Therefore, having a separate team to focus on costing will ensure the ABM project team focus on its implementation towards the larger goal. As you can see, this issue may arise during the data analysis phase. According to research done by Friedman and Line in 1999, one of the 6 main cases of failure is that not all senior managers saw the need for ABM, hence they ignored the information derived from the method. However, due to the support from the managing director, they successfully implement ABM. This is because ABM system may leave those with power feeling insecure, hence they neglected. Therefore, in order to make sure these data are not neglected and being utilized, it is suggested to insist the managers argue and justify their inaction. Next, during the data collection issues such during the data collection phase, issues such as carelessness and clumsiness will definitely arise as the data collection is primarily manual. Next, data collected turned into reports may not contain the information needed by managers, and also reports may be too long and hard to read. Therefore, in order to overcome this issue, new and innovative systems need to be implemented, such as barcoding and imaging. The report should also not be complex and dull in order to keep the user interested and clear about the content of the report. Finally, there are also issues that prevents the ABM system from achieving its full integration. This is because the ABM system is seen as a competing improvement program. The ABM system also lacks expertise, which leads many tend to not use it and will not encourage others to use it too. In order to achieve full integrity, is to simply link and integrate the existing performance measurement system. Additionally, initiatives such as training would develop experts in the ABM system. Moreover, ABM system should take into account techniques such as benchmarking and target costing. Lastly, a company, specifically the managers, need to keep in mind that the implementation of ABM is not merely an accounting project, but a process to assist in decision making that will improve the performance of the company.
In conclusion, every method have their own pro and cons. That's include for the activity-based management. It's really up to the manager or the businesses to implement what is good and to neglect what is not. So in overall, the activity-based management really enhance the operation of the businesses and also improve its profits. Thank you.